it's Melanie from Vintage Makeovers with Melanie. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna do something cool with this little vintage piece. If you missed the video where I found this thrifting, don't worry, I'll put the link in the comments below, or you could click right here. As always, it's really important that you properly prep your piece. So I'm gonna clean this really well with TSP. Now I'm gonna give it a light sanding. There were some pretty deep scratches on the top, so I'm just trying to smooth those out. I don't want those to show up in my finish. We're going to start out today with Skeleton Key by DIY. I'm using a Klingon S50. It's going to give me a nice smooth finish. I'm going to get a light base coat on here. Now that we've got the full thing covered, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my gravel road. It's a light gray color, and I'm going to start lightening this up, blending it. The water reactivates the paint and makes it able to blend rather than just sit on top of each other. So I'm going to really work that in and give this piece a little bit of depth. Notice that I'm working in sections. That's really important. We want to keep the paint wet, and that way it reactivates. If it dries up on you, it doesn't reactivate. So this is beadboard that I'm adding in now, doing it the same technique that we did our gravel road. This is really going to soften up the piece and give it a little bit more oomph. I'm going to go over my legs, borders, and top of my piece with the beadboard, using a small artist brush now so I don't mess it up and get it on my drawers. I'm pretty happy with this right now. It's really soft and nice. I'm gonna go with some 220 grit sandpaper and just make it really super smooth. I'm gonna distress it a little bit, and yep, here we go. Using my shop vac set on blow, I'm going to use a towel. I'm going to wipe and blow and get all the dust off it. Okay, so it's time to put a nice hard sealer on it. We are using Big Top, and we're going to go in pretty long strokes all the way across. Don't want brush marks in our sealer. This one works really well. You actually don't get brush marks very often, but it's always important to just not overwork it and go in long strokes. So I had these scraps of an IOD transfer that I used for a previous class, and I think we're going to go ahead and get some of these on here. So what you want to do, just position it the way that you think it looked nice. Make sure that your backing is still on there while you're doing that so you don't mess it up. Cut off, trim anything that you don't want, and then you're going to be ready to apply it. You can find all these Iron Orchid Designs products on my website at windmillvintagedesigns.com or in my store in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So you lift that backing out, slide it, put it exactly where you want it. Now you're going to take the little applique stick that comes with your transfer and you just start rubbing. You can see when the air gets trapped underneath it, it starts to release the transfer from the transfer paper and applies it straight to your piece. Super simple and easy. All right, so now that we have our transfers on there, we need to fill in this little middle part. Well, we don't have to, but we're going to. So I'm going to use the stamps, also by IOD, and we are going to layer them a little bit to give them a little bit of depth and fill in this portion right there in the middle. Just gonna get a small amount of paint out. We don't need a lot. Using the brayer, it's a wonderful little tool. It helps you to just get the paint right on the high surface of your stamp so you don't get any blobbing. And we're gonna go ahead and get that on there. This is Little Black Dress that I'm using right now, and I'm gonna follow it up here in a second with Gypsy Green. Just copying what I did before, basically laying it pretty much exactly on top of the previous stamp. We're using Kissing Booth, and we are going to do the flowers the same way that we did that, and we're going to follow it up with Cowgirl Coral. When I'm done with my stamps, I just take them and put them in a bucket, something with water in it, let them soak for a little bit, and then you can just go back and it rubs right off. DIY paint is highly removable in that aspect, so it makes it pretty cool. So now I'm gonna go and just give this a nice light sanding. We're gonna go back with our top coat and seal that up. So this is what it looks like now. As you can see, those flowers in the middle, the stems just aren't long enough. So I'm going to go back and do those again to extend them down and make it look more pleasing to the eye. And ta-da, we're all done. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.